Welcome to my VMware Lab 21. Here we're looking at installing the desktop client and looking at some of the different variations. So, go to a web browser, go to the IP address or the name of one of your ESXi hosts. Again, if you're looking at your ESXi hosts, its name and its IP address should be listed on its front page. That's what I did. I want to download the web client. It's about 300 megs. And once you've downloaded it, go ahead and install it. A typical installation should be more than sufficient. You may have to install a few runtimes, but that should all be automatic, nothing that you have to do. It adds a little bit of time to the installation. You also can do things like install the remote command line tool. There's the Windows version of it. You can also do the SDK file as well. Alright, so go back to the client, go ahead and do a typical installation. Accept the license agreement. Make sure you pay attention to where the files are being stored in. This is the portion that will take a little bit. And when you're done, you should have the desktop client. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up my web client and my desktop client. I'm going to go ahead and use my Windows session credentials in both. In the desktop client, you'll still get an SSL error, which we still get it on the web client as well. We just kind of ignored it. But again, both of them are very similar. They both have home, they both have hosts and clusters. General layout of pretty much the same. One interesting thing is if you're looking at editing certain VM settings, you'll notice that some items are restricted to the web client because of the hardware version. I'm looking at editing one of my VMs and it happens to be hardware version 11. So certain things are restricted, certain things I cannot do. Certain things I can do, but I mean, you are kind of more limited. So again, same thing, two different avenues on how to access them. A common one is looking at data stores. Another big one is understanding their maps. This is one that I did like in the desktop client, where you can actually see the data stores and how they're connected. It's a little bit harder to see that in the web client, because as you start looking through them, you actually don't get that type of map. And at least for me, I happen to like that map when I'm looking at data stores. So that's actually the end of this lab. Nice variation looking at both the web client and the desktop client.